Hello, homegirls. Hello, ladies. Welcome to our first Wind Down Wednesday. I'm excited about Wind Down Wednesday. I really am. This is the first time I'm doing something where I can just really chit chat with you all and really get to know you all and let you all get to know me. Cheers to our very first Wind Down Wednesday. I'm so happy to have you all here. Let me know in the comments what you are drinking. I'm just drinking this mango barefoot today. And listen, homegirls, do not be jumping in my comments telling me that barefoot is not real wine. I don't got time for that today. I'm not that grown yet. Yes, I still drink barefoot. A lot of the more exquisite wines taste nasty. So I don't know why anybody would want to drink that. I can't lie, they do be hitting. All you need is one little glass and you good. But they don't taste well, friend. They don't taste well. So yes, I got my little barefoot today. Let's get right into it, okay? Cheers again. So, friend, the quote for today: don't let anybody's limiting beliefs hold you back. Let me take a little sip of wine and then we're gonna say it again. Don't let anyone's limiting beliefs hold you back, sister girl. Excuse me, because when that wine starts to hit, my words might start to stumble, but work with me, y'all, work with me. Limits may be imposed onto you by different people and situations, but you choose when to be limited. It is for you to decide how you are affected by the influences of others. Realize that you are your own individual, living your own life and setting your own boundaries. Use this psychological freedom. Let it help you thrive and grow, regardless of where you are placed. I felt inclined to start here for our first Wind Down Wednesday because, y'all, I just got out of a season where I probably experienced the most self-doubt I ever have in my entire life. Last year was just not a good year. It seemed like it wasn't a good year for anybody, to be honest. And sometimes I wish that me and Rico would have just pushed our wedding back one more year. But then at the same time, it's like, then we would have been burdened with that going into this year. So maybe not. I almost felt as if the wedding was overshadowed by all the things that went wrong. It was almost like the floodgates were open, like all hell broke loose. I don't know if y'all remember, but I was unemployed after me and Rico's wedding. I did not have a job. Our wedding was in July. I did not get a job until October. I thank God for that job because some income, some money is better than no money. But at the same time, it almost felt like it wasn't even making a dent in what we had to pay. And Rico was burdened with a lot after the wedding. I felt kind of helpless because I was in this city where I couldn't get a job and I just felt like I couldn't get my footing there. And that added a lot of self-doubt for me, y'all. Like I was filled with insecurity, self-doubt. I would say from like July all the way until January of 2024, I really was. It was really hard for me to compartmentalize that self-doubt because I had been such a confident person up until that moment. I find that when we are in times where we're being really hard on ourselves, where we feel like things are not going the way they're supposed to, we're comparing ourselves and our journeys to other people's journeys and what they have at this moment in time, I find that it can be really easy to let it hinder you or let it stop you from moving forward. I am not gonna tell you no joke. I felt like I let 7 months of my life pass me by because I was just so insecure about where I was. I felt like I could not even make a move. I couldn't even take a step. I couldn't move forward. It felt like I was stuck in one moment in time. And I'll talk more about the religious side of that on another video. I let 7 months pass me by. I doubted myself so much. I was in my head so much to the point to where I let 7 months of my life pass me by. I mean, y'all knew I wasn't posting nothing on YouTube. Do not let self-doubt hold you back like I did. Do not. Always keep going. Always put one foot in front of the other. Always be moving forward in some capacity. Even if it's just a baby step, even if you tiptoeing. At least tiptoe. Be moving forward, because you never know when your breakthrough is going to be. I mean, that 7 months could have been the 7 months that was going to change my life. I look back on it now. Now I'm in a place where I don't have as much time to film because I'm working full time now. In El Paso, I couldn't get a job. Even the job that I had got in October, it was part-time. I couldn't get a job. I had so much time to film, but I was filled with so much self-doubt to the point to where I couldn't take a step. I couldn't make a move. I could not speak. I could not get in front of this camera. I could not do anything, or at least I felt like I couldn't. And the whole time I'm looking back on it now, like, that was my time. That was my time to really dive into my craft, into my content, into my passion. I had the most time I could have ever had for content last year. Yet last year was when I did the least as it pertained to my YouTube, as it pertained to my content. And now I'm sitting here blessed, clearly, in this new townhouse with this job in clinical research. Now I'm sitting here and I'm spread thin, and now I'm thinking, oh, I need more time to film. Oh, I need more time to be able to edit. When I had that last year, but mentally, I could not get past the roadblock. It's just crazy to think about it, how we complain about certain things within a moment, but then when we get that, we find something else to complain about. And that is something that I have actively been trying to work on. Because had I saw the blessing that was actually in front of me of having more time to just film and edit and push out content and really dive into my craft, if I had realized how much of a blessing that actually was, then maybe I would have been further along, but the world will never know. Because instead, I let that self-doubt consume me. But anyways, as it pertains to letting other people's limiting beliefs hinder you, the reason why I say that is because now I'm in a place where I'm ready to get back into content. I feel good. I feel good about Wind Down Wednesday. I feel good about the content that I'm about to start pushing out. I feel like last year was so bad to the point to where people around me, or at least this is what it feels like, right? I don't know if this is actually how they feel. People around me, I think, doubt how can I say this? Sometimes I feel like the people around me doubt that this could work. Kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, it would be nice, but what are the odds of that happening? I've never had limiting beliefs when it comes to myself and what I feel like I can accomplish. It wasn't until I had this past year where I feel like some of those limiting beliefs started to creep in on me. But have you ever had that moment where you did give someone a piece of how you feel or a piece of a dream that you have, and you can just feel that they don't believe that you can do it? Do you know what I mean? You get to decide what you can and cannot be. This responsibility brings immense value with it. You will find many things living inside of you, waiting to be awakened, waiting to be developed. But you will also find many things that you need to let go of, things that mislead you. These lessons are a part of the process toward discovering your potential. Screw what anybody else feels. Don't let them limit you. Don't let their opinions hinder you or hold you back. The journey that you're on is personal. It is an individual journey. It is an individual walk with you and God and going towards the purpose that He has for your life. And no one can understand that other than you. If something was put on my heart, it was put on my heart for a reason. It's because it's me. Nobody else is going to have the same walk as me. My purpose is going to be different from my friend's purpose. My purpose is going to be different from Rico's purpose. Jesus put it on my heart for a reason. He has one purpose for me. So we really cannot expect anybody else to get it. Let the moves speak for themselves. You are separate among others for a reason. It may not only be with enemies, but wherever you go, people will have an influence over you. Do well to remember how you choose to uphold yourself will have a great influence over them too. If you muster up the strength to stay true to yourself, especially when you feel the full weight of their influence limiting you, then I have no doubt that you will have a greater impact on those around you. Life is not easy for any of us, but what of that? We must have perseverance and above all, confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that this thing must be attained. And that is a quote from a lady named Marie Curie. I'm not sure who that is, but Marie, that's a word. There's somebody watching this right now who is letting their self-doubt and their insecurities stop them from moving forward. I was sent to tell you to pick up your bootstraps, put one foot in front of the other, and keep moving. Whatever that thing is for you that you either haven't started or you started it and then you kind of fell off, you haven't picked it back up since, or that thing that you're doing right now, but you don't feel as confident in it. It isn't going how you thought it was gonna go. So it's really looking like you might wanna throw in the towel. If you fall into any of those categories, this was your reminder to keep going. You never know when your breakthrough is gonna be. You don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow. You don't know if it's going to be next week. It is all about the journey. And trust that whenever you are following your passion, whenever you are following that purpose that God has for you, that journey is not meant to be easy, and it never will be. It's going to have to get ugly before it gets pretty. It got real ugly for me last year, but here I am. Even when it gets to our version of pretty, there's still ugly things wrapped up in our version of pretty or our version of making it. It don't ever become easy. So you just have to learn. We just have to learn to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps, put one foot in front of the freaking other, and to keep going. And not to let ourselves or anybody else stop us from moving forward. And those people that might have looked at you a little funny or may keep pushing you towards something that they deem more realistic. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Those people, once they see the progress that you are making, they'll fall in line too. And trust me, I'm not saying that any of those people are bad people, because like I said, some of them just don't have the capacity to see what you were called to do. But they will fall in line when they see your growth, and when they see that ain't nothing gonna stop you, they will fall in line. I mean, it's easy to see all the things that could go wrong. It's harder to focus on all the things that could go right. All you have to do is remember that the only person you need to believe in you is you. Once you master that, you good to go, my friend. You are good to go. You need you to believe so that you can wake up and keep going every single day. Once you do that, oh, you're good. You're good, girl. Just make sure you invite me to the party when we celebrate, okay? My grandmother sent in a motivational kind of video entry into my uncle who plays basketball for them to play it at the basketball game. And what she said really spoke to me, so I'm going to say it to you all. It is from the Bible, and it says, "The race is not given to the swift or the strong, but to the one who endured until the end." And I just think that is so powerful. So powerful. Because it's not about how strong you are. It's not about how good you are at what you do. It's not about if you do it the fastest or do it the best. It's about you having the mental power and the mental toughness to be able to endure the turbulence, the trials until the end. And not everybody has that level of perseverance. Everybody doesn't have that. So just remember that the race is not given to the swift or the strong, but to the one who endured to the end. That's all I got to say, y'all. Until next Wednesday, friends. XOXO and Aniyah.
Soften up the mess, drop it in the water, let the daughter find her image with the rest. She'll be learning how to breathe, spinning through identity, reveal another pretty little scheme. Save her mind, hold her hand, and don't believe a lie.